Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Right, this is the costings for the NC500. This was a just over 2 week trip. It's the petrol getting from where we are in the middle of England up to the NC500, round it and back down. The campsites, the attractions, everything. So I'll hand you over to the governor.
I think the only thing you forgot to tell him was that we did it May last year, 2023, didn't we?
It's only because we're thinking of going again that it's all come up again, hasn't it?
It has, and we've sort of been looking at things that we could do different, and obviously we won't do the things we did before, and plus we'd have Dole or Dulcie, sorry I call her Dole this time, so it'll all be a little bit different, won't it? Anyway, not going to bore you too much, but we're just going to whiz through where we stayed, and for anybody who hasn't, or has seen it or needs a reminder, nip back, see the vlogs. I think that's probably about 8, wasn't it?
It was 8 vlogs. It's 3.5 hours total.
Yeah.
Of
Excitement.
Of just over 2 weeks. But
anyway, so day 1 we left our house and we travelled up to the Barn at Beal, which is Berwick-upon-Tweed, didn't we?
Yeah, which is like the most northern point of England.
That was a nice little place, wasn't it? It had a restaurant on site and a little pub as well. Restaurant was very busy, and that was £36 a night. Yeah. Please bear in mind these are costings from when we went May 2023.
Yeah, last year,
so it's last year. We stayed there for one night. Yeah. Excuse me notes, but I can't remember it all. We stayed there one night and then we moved up to Monument Park at Loch Ness Shores. That was a camping and caravanning site, and we stayed there for 2 nights, didn't we? Because we felt after doing another long travelling day, we needed to have a day to sort of relax.
Again, that was a fantastic site.
Beautiful site, and as we all know, Loch Ness is massive, so you can all stay around Loch Ness at different campsites, can't you?
Could do 2 or 3 weeks around Loch Ness.
You could. Anyway, we paid £87 for those 2 nights. After that, we went to the King's Park, which was just a little CL site. It's very naughty. That was good because that only cost us £12 for the night, didn't it?
Oh, that was a little CL, weren't it?
Yes, it was a little CL, yeah.
And it was right at the top of a hill, and the views were amazing. But when we went, it was really foggy.
We couldn't see anything. We thought, in the morning when we wake up, it'll be lovely. I mean, we did see it was goats and donkeys.
Goats and donkeys, yeah, that's all we see there.
They was in the fence, right? Well, they was taking shelter behind the motorhome, but apparently the views are spectacular. Yeah. But we didn't see any of those. Anyway, that was £12 a night, so that was okay. Well, for day 5, we went to the Halladale and North Coast Touring Park. That was a little independent one. That cost us £33 for the night, didn't it?
Which one was that?
The Halladale and North Coast Touring Park.
Oh, is that the U-shaped one?
Yes.
Yeah. See, that campsite was only a couple of year old max.
Yes.
And it had a really, really nice restaurant attached to it, didn't it?
We actually went in there that night and we had a 3-course meal, didn't we?
It was beautiful.
It was really nice, and they was really friendly. Well, everyone was friendly, really, weren't they?
Dulcie, why don't you go over there to your pig? Come on, look over here.
She wants her piggy and she wants to look out the window, so I think although she may just suddenly...
This is what she's
she may just suddenly jump over him, mightn't she?
Yeah.
Right, so, yeah, that was a nice little site, wasn't it?
It was.
Right, so then for day 6 we went to Bayview Campsite. This was £20 a night, although if what I can remember, if you went on grass rather than hard standing, I think it was either 12 or 15.
Yeah, we should have done that.
And that would have been absolutely fine because we didn't have rain or anything, did we?
But I've got to be honest, this campsite, it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's right next to its own little bay, isn't it?
Yes.
Where no one uses apart from the people on the campsite. And it is just beautiful.
It's just that when you're going into it or coming out of it, it is a really steep hill, and it's just one motorhome or caravan or whatever at a time. So if you meet someone in the middle, someone's got to reverse.
Facilities was horrible.
Yeah, facilities was horrible, but if you're self-contained, it doesn't matter. But yeah, for £20, but as I say, we could have got away with the cheaper one, but we didn't. You learn these things as you go along. After that, we went to Smoo Caves. And of course, everybody said you need to go to Smoo Caves, so we did. We stayed in the car park for that night, and that was £20, I believe, for 24 hours.
Yeah.
The beauty of Smoo Caves, again, you literally wandered down the road and you could tour the caves, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And that was nice. And of course, we stayed a little bit later the next day before moving on, because we needed to have the most famous Smoo Caves toasty, didn't we?
And they was lovely.
Oh, and they was just, yeah, to die for. It was really, really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was Smoo Caves. So day 8, we then went to Scourie Caravan Park. That was a little independent one, £29 for the night. And
that was the one that, again, amazing
views. And when we was at the Bayview campsite, we met a really lovely couple who'd been travelling for about 6 weeks. Honestly, she was showing me a list where she'd been, and we hadn't got anywhere booked, had we?
No.
And she said, if you can get in there, the sights are just to die for. And it was like, there we were, and there was the sea. You was in a bay. It was absolutely beautiful, weren't it?
I've never ever had so much water pressure in a shower in my life.
The facilities there were lovely, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they had a little pub. It was a little room, and they had a little bar, didn't they? And that was nice. They made you all very welcome.
Yeah, it was great.
From there we went to the Strathcarron Hotel. Now
we found that about 7 o'clock at night, didn't we?
Yeah, and this was after we'd had our little venture, as I say, nip back, look at the vlogs if you haven't, when we went up the Torridon Mountains, which is where we shouldn't really have gone. My heart was in my mouth. Ian was loving every minute. And we went on, I think it was Park for night, wasn't it? And when we got there, she said, oh, I've asked them to take me off because I'm sort of under renovation, but yeah, I've got room for 2 motorhomes. You're welcome to stay. And the beauty of that was that it was free. She wouldn't charge us anything. Right. They had no Elson Point, but they did have water, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they didn't say that we had to eat in the restaurant,
no,
but we did because we needed food and watering anyway. So yeah, we stayed there on day 10. After that, we then travelled to Garlock Harbour. We ended up at. I can remember this day because we didn't have anywhere booked again, did we?
And again, we didn't really find this place properly till about 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was quite late. And this one was £10 a night. You literally just paid at the machine. I can't remember if it was 24 hours or not, but
no, it was.
Or did you have to be off by a certain time?
Yeah, it was overnight, basically, weren't it?
And again, that was nice. We had a nice little evening of watching someone trying to reverse a boat into the harbour, didn't we?
But it was lovely at night. We had a walk down the harbour.
We did.
The following morning we went and had breakfast at this lovely
We
cafe.
did. A really busy cafe. We got there right at the right minute, didn't we?
As it opened and it filled instantly.
It did. Yeah. So yeah, that was Garlock Harbour, £10 a night. So that was very good, wasn't it? We then went to Mossbank Croft. This was a little CL, £27 a night. The lady there was really nice. She hadn't been doing it for many months, so she said she was a little bit unsure as to what she had to do. I said, well, I don't think you're doing anything wrong because it's lovely. And she had all the facilities. Can you remember it was a fully serviced pitch, wasn't it?
No, I said to her, it's a fully serviced pitch. She says, what does that mean?
Yeah, no, it was lovely.
I said, it means you've got electric and water and waste all together. I said, on your pitch. I said, that's a fully serviced pitch.
And I think she had an Elson Point, but I don't think there was toilets and showers, was there?
There was no toilets.
No, so you used your own facilities there, and that's where again you woke up and you was feeding the chickens.
That was a CL as well.
Yeah, a little CL, and you was feeding the chickens and the donkeys, weren't you?
Yeah, so that was Caravan Motorhome Club, weren't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Kelpies because as we was heading our way back down to come home, we knew we had to go and see the Kelpies. We'd heard so much about them, hadn't we? Seen so many pictures, seen it on so many vlogs, so I think you just got to go there. So we ended up in the Kelpies car park, and that was £10 for overnight.
Yeah.
And again, you sort of stayed there and you walked down when it got darker, didn't it, to see them. Really, really busy car park.
Stopped there.
Yeah, really good. Really busy car park because again, it's a dog walking area and there's a little park there for children.
But so many motorhomes.
So many motorhomes. Everybody really friendly, and you have to be friendly because you're very tight next to each other. You don't have a lot of room.
After 7, 8 o'clock, all the motorhomes just wandering across to each other having a chat. It was really nice.
Yeah, so that was the Kelpies.
Some really nice people there, didn't we?
We did. And then we was leaving Scotland, and day 13 we headed down to Troutbeck Head Club site, which is a caravan and motorhome club one. We paid £40 10 for this. It was a little expensive,
But it's, you know, caravan motorhome club sites, they are expensive, but they're always nice. You know what you're going to get. You know what your facilities are going to be.
Facilities were good, weren't they? And again, it gives you a chance to freshen up if you want to, you know, empty your toilets, fill up with your water.
And we turned up on a Friday night, and it was fish and chip night.
It was. So we had haddock and chips that night, didn't we? And then day 14 we ended up at Crocky Hill caravan site in York. It was a little bit on the outskirts of York. That was £20 for the night.
We wanted to get Roundtree, but we couldn't get in, could we?
No, but this one was a little independent one, £20 a night. Again, lovely lady, wasn't it, who came to greet us. I can remember it was a really hot day, and we ended up arriving, and then we got the bus into York, didn't we?
Yeah, and the bus stop was literally just
down the road.
Down the road from the campsite.
Down the road. So that was a really nice end to the holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was our 14 different campsites, but I think out of all of those, we just stayed at one of them for 2 nights, and all the others was like stopping.
So how much was all our?
Okay, so for our camping, it cost us £344.50, which I know some of you go, that's a lot of money. But you know, we had cheap ones, we had expensive ones. We wasn't sort of on a budget, so it's not as if we were full timers, is it? But we thought it was quite good. £344.50.
£344.50 divided by how many nights? Was it 15?
Well, 14 campsites, 15 days.
So divide by 14. £24 a night.
So £24.60 a night to be exact. So
it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
We could have done it a lot cheaper.
And I think if we do go this year, we will look at things a bit differently, won't we?
Absolutely.
I think we'd probably go a couple of days, 2 or 3 days.
Well, we're not going to do the NC500.
No. We're going to do something different, aren't we? But we know that we can sort of be fine for 2 or 3 days with toilets. We've got a spare toilet if we need it anyway. And you just need to go to empty and top up, don't you? Yeah. But anyway, that's what that was. £344.50 for campsites, or not paying and paying. So yeah, we thought that was quite good.
Some were dear, some were nothing. So
yeah. So we did lots of different attractions, lots of walks. We did lots of different things, didn't we? We obviously, it's all on the vlog what we did.
I've just done this list. Basically, we did lots of attractions, but obviously a lot of them are free. You know,
we did a lot of walking.
Going to like bone caves and things like that. It's all free.
Yeah.
But these are the attractions we actually paid for. The only thing that's not really an attraction, but it's something I really wanted to do, is the first one, which is Cocoa Mountain.
You've all got to do Cocoa Mountain. As it happened, we did do both Cocoa Mountains, didn't we?
We did, and the first one.
Dunbeath was definitely hands up the winner.
10 times better than the other one.
So attractions, we did Cocoa Mountain, we did Dunrobin Castle, another one that we wanted to do. Again, beautiful castle inside. Yeah. Gardens were lovely, and they also did a little falconry display, didn't they? Because they keep those on site.
And they had their own museum.
Which was absolutely phenomenal. Again, if you haven't seen the vlogs,
if you're a vegetarian, it must be pretty horrific, but it's incredible.
When you walked up to it, you thought it's going to be this tiny little room. Well, we couldn't believe it could when we went in there. No. Anyway, we're waffling, but
definitely worth.
But definitely a trip to Dunrobin Castle, if only to see that. If you didn't want to see the castle, but I think you got to pay in the castle to go in there. We did the Lade Hayde Croft Museum at Dunbeath. Again, it was a bit miserable weather, wasn't it? We thought, should we stop and get a cup of coffee or something? We saw this on the side of the road. Ended up that we were the only people in there. The guy actually gave us a lovely tour, and while we was there, the owner, or the ex-owner who used to own it, actually came for a little visit. Apparently he goes there
Yeah.
quite often because his wife had recently died, and it was lovely having a little chat with him. And he is on the vlog as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
Because we took a little picture with him, so that was lovely. Of course we went to John O'Groats because you've all got to do that, and we did put our sticker on there, didn't we? I think we put 2 on there, didn't we?
Yeah, the only reason I put John O'Groats in there is because we had to pay for the car parking.
We did.
So it was a paid attraction, really.
We had to pay £3 for the car park.
And everybody said, "Oh, don't go. It's boring. There's no point." But we quite enjoyed
I
it.
quite enjoyed it. Would you go again? I don't know if I'd want to have to go again, but
it was a good couple of hours there. It was all right, wasn't
I
it?
think because you're there, you just feel you need to go and have a look
There's
around,
a lot
don't
of
you?
gift shops, though.
There's a lot of gift shops, and they've also got there the Christmas shop, haven't
Yeah,
they?
which was good.
Yep. And after that, we went to the Strathnaveer Museum, which again was nowhere near as good as the little Lady Haycroft one.
I can't find any film on that, so we probably didn't even film it.
I've got to admit, it wasn't per entry. They asked for donations, but they said that your donation had to be £5 each. So, in other words, it was £5 entry because we paid £10 for that. If anybody was passing and thought, is it worth going? Personally, I would say no, but I don't want everybody to stop going just because I've said that.
But it wasn't finished.
But it wasn't finished, no.
No,
It was
we
under
can't
construction. There was doing things. So, 12 months on or 2 years on, it could be really
I'd
different.
go again just to see what it's like this time.
And then, of course, we had to do the Golden Eagle zip line.
Which was amazing.
I mean, we was hoping that we was going to get fine weather because lots of the vloggers we watch have been going by and they couldn't do it because it was windy or raining and it wasn't on. We had the perfect day for
Absolutely.
it, didn't we?
It was lovely.
And that was £30, so that was £15 each, wasn't it?
Well worth it. I wanted to do it again.
It was definitely well worth it, and it was just nice to be able to tick it off our list as something we wanted to do. And you just couldn't not go because the weather was. We would have been very disappointed, wouldn't we?
It basically,
couldn't
the
have
zip
done it.
line was across a bay. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, and then obviously, literally a couple of miles down the road from there, you've got your Smoo Caves, and that's when we went to the car park and did Smoo Caves that day as well, didn't we?
I put Smoo Caves in here because we actually paid for the tour.
Yeah, that was £20. That was £10 each per person.
Yeah.
Again, that was nice, wasn't it? It's not a massive cave, but it was really nice. The guys there was very informative, and it was lovely. It's lovely because they try and get you in a little boat, you see, and see you
But
all
again,
get wet.
you don't have to go on the tour. You can just go and see Smoo Caves. It's free.
Yeah. And then after that we went to the Glenfinnan Viaduct, which of course is the Harry Potter train. So it's another thing.
Harry Potter Viaduct.
The Harry Potter Viaduct. But yeah, something again that you just needed to go and do. Obviously that was all free, but you did have to
pass it without going.
No, you had to pay £3.50 for parking for that. All I will say is it gets very busy, especially at the times when the trains
get there
come
an
in.
hour before or something.
There are men there who's trying to organise parking.
And they're very good.
They are very good, but I think you do sometimes feel, is my motorhome going to be alright? Because it's very tight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was good. Another one we've ticked off the list, which was lovely. We was then travelling, and Ian and Ian saw a little sign for cable cars, and we
I literally went.
So we did.
After about 60 mile an hour, I've turned it.
This was not planned, and it was the Ben Nevis cable cars, wasn't it?
And I said, I'm going. I don't care if it costs me 50 quid.
And it did. It cost us £49.90. But that ticket, you could have gone up and down the cable cars as much as you wanted throughout the day, couldn't you?
And it did enable us to go into the tallest bar in.
It was the highest.
The highest bar in Scotland.
It was. And we had, I think we had chips, didn't we? And a hot drink just to say we'd been. Again, that was lovely. And again,
but in the winter, that's ski resort.
Yeah, and dogs were allowed, weren't they? Because there was dogs up there as well. Yeah. But that was really good. I haven't been on a cable car for years.
I'd love to do it on a mountain bike though.
Well, they were mountain, but again, on the vlog you'll have seen it. There was mountain bike. Oh, honestly, idiots. Younger and fitter than what we are. I don't know what old Charlie's Chops thinks he's going to do. But anyway, that was good. That was just 50 quid we weren't expecting to pay, but it was brilliant. And then we went to... Oh, you've put here Kelp is free but paid for car parking. So to see the Kelpies was free, but we had to pay £10 for parking, which again was great. And then on the way down we went to Gretna Green. We have done that before, but many years ago. And
because we was with friends and they'd never been to Gretna before.
And we were sort of passing, or we could pass it, weren't we?
Lou and Jackie really wanted to do anvil experience where they got the original anvil and there's a little
Hands on
tour.
it.
And, yeah.
You and me.
I really think it was a complete waste of money, but you know we've done it.
And that cost us £13.90 to do that. So yeah, it wasn't the biggest of things to go into, but I have now said that I've done it. And it was nice. So attractions of the ones we had to pay for. I mean, we did lots of other
things,
which was walking and no fees and things like that. Even parking was nothing, wasn't it? So our attractions in total, we thought was very good, was £127.85. And bearing in mind that the cable cars cost us nearly £50, that really wasn't bad going, was it?
No.
So that was the attraction. So what have we got left to tell you? Right, the fuel. What diesel did we use? Yeah. So we did approximately 1,750 miles, didn't we, on our little trip?
Diesel was slightly dearer back last May.
Yes, and we had a total of £589.82, and we averaged 24 miles to the gallon, which in our
this big old
motorhome,
bus, not bad at all.
And you've got to bear in mind Scotland's got lots of hills, and I know it wasn't much, but we did do the Tardham Mountains, and that was very steep at points. And yeah, scared me to death. So yeah, so fuel £589.82. Average 24 miles per gallon, 1,750 miles we did. So
how much was it in total?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't added that up, have we?
So, a grand total of £1,062.17.
Okay, so you're going to be saying, so what did you do to eat for the last 15 days?
Yeah. That's the only thing we didn't put in was food.
We didn't, because we stocked up before we went, so the motorhome had lots of stuff in it. Yes, we did stop and we had the toasties, we had the Cocoa Mountain chocolate. We had
put Cocoa Mountain in there.
You did. We had
a few meals.
We had the toasty and stuff like that. We had fish and chips. We did. But
we did eat a lot in the motorhome.
We did eat a lot in the motorhome, and I always say, whether I'm staying at home or whether I'm in my motorhome, I've got to eat.
Still got to eat.
What I eat depends on where I am and what I've got.
So we're not putting food prices in. There's no point.
We didn't put any food prices in, did we?
No.
We bought stuff because either we wanted it or we thought it was good value for money, and if it was something we just felt we needed to do, just because we were there.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. So yeah, that doesn't include any food, because we have to eat anyway.
I think that's brilliant, really.
But yeah, I mean,
that's for just over a 2-week holiday.
I think that was good.
Yeah.
And thankfully we didn't have any breakdowns or anything like that to have to count for, did we?
No.
So that was good. I think the only thing we did have, we had a couple of relay switches what wanted to keep playing up, and you tried to electrocute yourself at Loch Ness, didn't you?
So if I divide that by 14 days or 14 nights, that's £75 a day. That's cost us.
Yeah.
All
to
in.
Do things. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So all in all, I think we said it before, we really enjoyed Scotland, didn't we?
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't wait to go again. But yeah, we wouldn't do the same route we've done. The plan was we was going to go at Christmas, but then Dulcie turned up.
We had it all planned. We were going at Christmas, and then, like I say, 2 days before Christmas we got Dulcie.
So that didn't happen.
So we used that 2 weeks to get to know her and for her to get to know us.
And as you can see, if you can see her laying there,
you hear her snoring.
She's very content. She really doesn't mind now, does she? So that's Scotland. So again, if any of you haven't done it and you're thinking of doing it, yes, study it, look at the maps. You'll never do everything. When people say,
can't do everything.
Oh, I'm going for 2 weeks, I'm going for 4 weeks, I'm going for 6 weeks. Is that long enough? I think it depends on what you want to do.
We met people out there that have been doing it for 4 or 5 months. And
still,
there was only halfway round.
Yeah, and I think the only beautiful thing is that if you didn't have time scales, if you found somewhere nice to park, you could think, I'm not going to move tomorrow, I'm going to stay here tomorrow.
But for 2 weeks, you can see everything you need to see, I think.
Well, I think some people have done it in a week if they want to.
Yeah.
But you've got to bear in mind that, we're a little bit older and slower. Yeah. So we can't...
And we got a fair drive up there and a fair drive back.
Yeah.
So.
Is it a tiring holiday? I think it can be as tiring as you want it to be. I think we try to do as much walking and different things as we possibly could. But yeah, we loved it. And as you all know, Scotland, you just think you're in another country. It is just magnificent. Yeah. And the west side.
The air quality up there.
Oh, the air quality, yeah, is just
it's
brilliant.
Unbelievable.
So, I think we're going to wrap this up here.
Yeah.
I just want to say sorry, guys. It's taken us so long to do it. I didn't mean for it to take so long, and then we sat there and thought, we haven't done it, so we better just do the costings before we probably put another Scotland trip on. Yeah. And I promise you, if we do, we'll do it a lot quicker next time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, any questions? If you would like to do any comments, if you've got any questions to ask, or anything that you've been and done what we've mentioned and we haven't done it, or we've missed something, yeah, feel free. We do like reading the comments, don't we?
We do. And go back if you haven't seen them, go back and watch the Scotland. They're all in order from 1 to 8. But what I can do is, when this video finishes, the little boxes come up and I'll put a playlist on there, so the whole Scotland playlist will be there.
But yeah, it is brilliant, it's lovely, and I think the only good thing is, because we've been watching, as I said, a lot of vloggers at the minute.
A lot of people seem to have gone up there for Christmas.
They did. And weather-wise, I know the weather is the weather, but I mean, our weather was t-shirts. Amazing. We just had such beautiful weather, and we went in May, and we didn't even see a midgie, did we?
Not one.
We were so lucky. We probably won't be lucky again, but yeah.
I think Lou got bitten once, didn't she?
Once, that was all, and that was just at the start
that
of it.
That was at some falls, weren't it?
Yeah. But yeah, weather-wise, it was just absolutely fantastic. So all I'm going to say is, if you can like, subscribe and ring the bell, would be wonderful. We like lots of comments. And for now, from me and Dulcie, although she's a bit rude and she's asleep, I'm going to say bye.
Adios, and I will get Dulcie. Go on, sleepy girl. You got to say bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
And we'll see you on the next one.